Hi, everybody. I'm Juliana,
And I'm Sadikshya.
and we spent our summer in Punta Gorda, Belize, working with Maya communities.
We first arrived to Belize on June 1st, and we were working with an organization that helped Maya people, and they were it's made up of 39 traditional leaders, and they are Maya themselves. We first went into it thinking that we were going to do a project a little bit differently. However, it shifted into working with Indigenous economic governance models, and then that led our findings, all of our research from there, into working in ecotourism.
Exactly. So, the center of a project, and I think the center of most projects regarding indigenous communities, is preserving biocultural heritage. So, preserving indigenous traditions and practices, and how can we incorporate those practices and those traditions into new forms of initiatives. So, with what MLA is doing, that's the organization that we work with, My Leaders Alliance, it's fostering those initiatives. And we were part of some of their efforts, especially like Sadie said, ecotourism, but we also worked with other projects such as the development of the Maya economy. And I think um, our experience was very diverse in many ways because whether like some parts of the experience we're working with very grounded initiatives that are supporting the Maya people right now, but at the same time we work with envisioning exercise for what the indigenous people, what the Maya people envision for their future and what a Maya economy actually looks like. And there was this bigger um, effort to bring awareness of the importance of the bicultural heritage to the Maya people. Sadie, in your experience, what do you think was the most meaningful aspect of this process?
Sure. Um, I felt like what was the most meaningful was working in ecotourism. We got to see a lot of different aspects at play. So, for example, and I think I've used this a lot with other people, is we were working with bicultural innovations. So, what biological resources are Maya people using from ancient days and still today? So, the contemporary Maya people. And what was so fun and interesting to have hands-on experience with was there was a variety of different plants, but this one that I think it was our one and only vegetarian meal in Belize. And it was this plant called the Chippy Joppa plant. So that plant is actually a palm, and I think we ate the heart of it. For some part of the plant we ate, and it's almost a cabbage-like texture. And that plant also, I think we both have baskets from it, but they take about a week to make a small basket. And it was so interesting to be able to engage with that one plant in so many different ways, and just to hear the stories behind just ancient stories and the affiliation with different gods and their own traditions. And it's nice to have a part of that, what we had this summer, to kind of bring that back with us and to have both experiences with it.
Absolutely. And I think I would say that, like Sadie said, we focus, especially by the end of the field experience, on the ecotourism project. And we had a very tangible outcome where we worked with the Maya people, we had working sessions with them, and in the end we delivered a report, documented the current management and governance structure of the ecotourism initiatives in one specific Maya community. And we gave some recommendations based on their context and what we gathered from the working sessions. But that was our tangible outcome. But personally, that interaction, I had never had experiences with indigenous communities before. And I was very excited to have the experience, but I wanted to be as conscious as possible of the historical aspects that come with it, and being especially careful in navigating that context and not being just an outsider telling them what to do and how to do it, because I know that I wasn't capable of doing that. So it's just the personal experience and the personal relationship that I developed with those community members, and how willing they were to explain to us what the jiba jaba was and how they make the baskets. I mean, just that interaction, the personal relationships actually made that experience so fulfilling to me. And that's why I'm extremely grateful for Judd for giving me the financial means to actually be there. And I am thankful for the MDP program that let me shape this project in a way that I felt it was right, and in the way that, by the feedback we received from the client, it was appropriate to their indigenous ways.
Yeah, and personally, I think I've always been interested in working with indigenous communities, and having done so in different avenues and in different places, it was so interesting to draw out these similar pieces of, there's this historical struggle with indigenous communities, there's this intergenerational knowledge loss, and they're so connected to their land, their waters, their people, and there's no separation from that. And so it's interesting to see that play out in so many different parts of the world. So thank you again so much, Judd, and the MDP experience for letting us have this wonderful experience. Yeah. And it's something that we're never going to forget, and we'll probably be telling the story over and over again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.